Vanakkam and welcome to the FounderX podcast. So today we have someone who is, sort of like a really, really good friend for me. Someone, who is the most chill person at any given point of time. So introducing Sai Krishna sir from Success Shipping.
Vanakkam, Dakshin. Vanakkam. Thank you so much for hosting me on your podcast.
Thank you so much for letting me host you. So,
Lovely.
Success Shipping is arguably one of India's most successful logistics firms. So, you handle almost 6 million vehicles, 60 million freight tons, and 1,500 Roro vessels.
Yeah, approximately. Yes.
And ever since you
It's 1,500 vessels.
Okay. So ever since you took over the company from your dad, the revenue of the company has gone over 200%.
Right.
So let's start from the beginning.
All right. I'd still correct it. I'd give a small correction. I've not taken it over from my dad.
Mm-hmm.
My dad still takes care of the admin and the finance part of it. And I take care of operations, marketing, and other part of it. And we have a partner who also takes care of few other aspects in the organization. So it's a collaborative effort. It's not one single man's contribution over here. But yes, I did a lot of I did a lot of things. So I will also take credit. I am not a person who just give away the credits. I also take a lot of credits in doing things. Yes, I'm proud of it. I did a lot of work. Increased in the revenue. I did a lot. I did everything from the scratch. Did everything myself. I was the office boy of my office. I did clean the tables of the office. I did every single thing what an entrepreneur can do to get the office right.
Right. I mean, I know the story. I've been to your office twice now, and I've had the honor and the luck of listening to you for almost 3-4 hours. Me and my co-founder. So let's start with the beginning of Success Shipping itself. So what is Success Shipping? How did it start?
So Success Shipping had its roots cascading back to 1998. That's when the initial starters, the initial founders, my father and his friend, late Mr. Joseph, created this organization for stevedoring and agency work. Slowly, it culminated into Roro stevedoring company. Roro means a company which handles only the cars. So we were the pioneers in handling cars in Chennai port. And then at Ennore port also we were the pioneers in handling cars. Then there came stages where at Ennore port we were the pioneers in handling breakbulk. And again in Ennore port we were the pioneers in handling containers in a general cargo berth terminal. So we did lots of firsts when it comes to shipping in new ports, in new places. So we were not taking a step back when it comes to something challenging, new. And it is also the same case with me. I just said yes to a business prospect, not knowing what I'm going to do to start with. I would not name the customer now. He might feel bad at the moment. But yes, I did say yes to a customer when I did not know I did not even know ABCs of it. But I said yes to the customer and I took it up and I did it.
Do you still work with the customer?
Yes, a long term. My first customer. By now they know that I'm talking about them. So they are my first customer, and they still are a very special customer to me. I did not know what I was doing, but I still did it to them. I did not know what a customs house agent do, but I still did it. I did not know what a stevedore. All I knew about our company's work before I could join was I can drive a car, go park it inside the ship, and that's it. This is what I understood. But then there was a whole bunch of engineering that happens with stevedoring. There's a whole bunch of calculations that we do when we handle a cargo. A lot of lifting calculations we do. There's a lot of engineering in it.
Right.
There's a whole, and I would see most of the promising engineers can still join this industry where I don't see them taking a step towards this. Right. Probably at the moment it's not well paid or so, but this can be changed. If we have a right engineering mindset, people stepping into this particular zone of logistics, there could be a huge change.
Yeah, I mean, as far as what I've read about Success Shipping, you have employed over 42,000 people over the course of all the works that you have done.
Yes, you can. It's a cumulative. It's not at one single point in time. It's a cumulative number. So just like how every other organization do in terms of giving the numbers, we also did the same. We have employed a lot of people, trained a lot of people. In fact, training cost itself is too high when it comes to training such kind of work at such kind of environment. So we do a lot of training for people and also get them work.
Got it. Now, getting down to the topic of this podcast. So, I've given this a title. It's called Millions to be Made in Traditional Industries.
Absolutely. Yeah, there is, you guys don't understand, there's a diamond mine there. There's a diamond mine there in the logistics industry. Not just in logistics industry, any traditional industry. There's a diamond mine. Not many are tapping it.
And that's why I wanted to have you specifically in this podcast. So, when people talk about traditional industries, in oftentimes it is where someone's family has built the business and the kid has grown up in that particular business and the kid knows the A, B's and C's about the business. But in your case, you were in the IT segment before.
Yes.
You were in Capgemini, you were in TCS.
Yes, right.
So let's get down to your story before diving into anything else.
All right.
So how did the shift happen? How did your career start? Why did you get into IT? And how was the career shift for you?
I did a lot of things. Right after I finished my 12th standard, I went into selling Motorola cell phones.
Oh, okay.
Me and one of my friend, he's right now at UK. We tried selling cell phones in all these mobile shops. I understood back then I am not a good salesman. I could not sell it. Honestly, I could not sell it. It was bad. And then as a part-time, I used to work in my dad's firm as a driver.
Oh, okay.
That's when the passion grew towards this. And then I started, of course, from my college. I used to be an extrovert in college. I used to go participate in paper presentations. I used to participate in lots of skits and other things. And that's where I was yet to decide if I wanted to go higher studies or to jump into IT industry. Or I got placed from a college to TCS. And that's when I wanted to really explore and we started something called fly ash bricks. My dad wanted to diversify and we started something called fly ash bricks industry and we did it. It was going really well till the time where the raw material started costing us. The concept of fly ash bricks itself was brought in by Tamil Nadu government to build an industry from raw materials, to build an industry from waste raw materials. Okay. All the industry wastes were collected together, chemically bonded to create a brick. Alternate for the regular red sandstone bricks. So I used to do that. Did a lot. I did make profit in that, and due to certain circumstances, I had to move out of it, and majorly because of the raw material cost, where we did not have a raw material cost when we started, but then slowly the raw material cost came into the picture, and it was not viable because traditionally people wanted to go to the red sandstone bricks and they were not ready to bring in the latest thing. And the fly ash bricks were not bad. You cannot break it. Okay. You needed a hammer and a chisel to break it. It used to be that hard. So right back from then only I was very conscious about quality. I could not compromise on quality anywhere. Even today I cannot compromise on quality. And then around November 2008 is when I went into TCS. Got placed in TCS, got into TCS. And I still remember my day one. I went into, after my training, day one, when I came back to Chennai, I was put into a banking project, and it was purely a support project. I am not a person who can settle down.
Okay.
So I tried hunting down. One of my friend was in a development project. Somewhere in the mind, I wanted to do only coding. So I said, okay, let's somehow get it. And somehow I got it. I don't know how I got it. I still don't remember the exact scenarios how I got it. But somehow I convinced the manager of that project that I am the right fit and they took me in.
Okay.
And somehow they got me released from the other project.
Okay.
They could internally make some arrangement and in fact, it was a complete BSU shift, like business unit shift. And they did that exclusively for me. And I was in a fixed price project. That was my luck. Because working in a fixed price means you are going to undergo a lot of pressure. There's no budget. You will have to work. And I did a lot of work. Me and lots of team members. The lucky part was the technology was new for everybody. We started working in a technology called EXTJS, Extended JavaScripting, and that technology was new for everybody. So then that became an avenue. I started learning there. I started coding there. 1-2 years I became a module lead, and then I was in Hong Kong for quite some time. And did a lot of work. I did a lot of things. And every time I quit something, I was in the peak of it.
Okay.
I was at the peak of my
Career.
when I moved out from Cathay Pacific Airways, where that was my project. And from there, when I moved out, I was at the peak of it. And then I went into British Airways. That's because I wanted some lean time during my marriage. But then lean time never got me settled. I was not happy with the lean time. And then I moved to Capgemini, wherein I was working for Morgan Stanley.
Okay.
The day when I entered into it, I knew if I'm not going to work my ass out, the project is gone and I don't have a job.
Mm-hmm.
So I think around 30, 40 days, if I'm not wrong, around 50 days, I came back home hardly for 10 days, max to max 10 days. Only 10 or 15 times I came back home on that 50 days. Maximum number of time I used to stay back in the dormitory itself. I used to pack my bags, go 2-3 days continuously stay there, finish up maximum possible, then come back. So I accomplished the project so successfully that there were lots of other projects which followed in through it. And then I was absorbed into the system. Then lots of things happened. I got nice mentors there. I still remember my teachers and mentors. And there are a couple of people whom I would like to mention, Mr. Ramandeep Singh and Dharamveer. Both were my classical mentors. Today, I am what I am because of them.
Okay.
Those people taught me that whatever you learn, teach it to people.
In fact, we share something common. You come from Velamal Engineering College. I come from Velamal International School. So I think Velamal played a very important role in both of our lives.
Pivotal.
I got my first 3D design skills and graphic design skills back from Velamal, and that's how I started my first freelancing gigs and then got into entrepreneurship. So
Velamal played a major role in my life as well. Not just professional, it's also personal. So my wife is from Velamal Engineering College as well.
Right. Fortunately, the Velamal that I studied in was strict.
It was strict for me as well. All right. Yeah.
So now let's get down to your journey when it comes to success shipping.
Mm-hmm.
So after Capgemini, after working.
So
there,
I did not complete that, right? So I was working in Capgemini, and there was a discussion amongst me and my father. This is a scenario we are not have. You want to give it a shot?
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, let me give it a shot. And by then I was at the peak of my career again. In
Right.
Capgemini, I was in the peak. We are doing R&D there. We are doing research on lots of new softwares there. Back then only we started doing on NoSQLs, MongoDBs and all those things. We were working on it. Node.js just launched by then. So all these things, AngularJS, all these things we were working on. And when my dad asked, I thought, let me try it out. Something which is exciting, I'll always want to try it. My boss said, you really wanted to try? You can go and try, but I can give you a sabbatical.
Oh, okay.
He was also sure that I'll come back.
Oh, okay.
So I said, okay, fine, I'll take sabbatical, and went off. For 6 months, I did not, it was on leave only. And after then is when they closed the account. Till then, I was there as a payroll employee, and I started coming to success shipping. I did every single job that was possible. I did not understand what it was first. Good thing that my dad did, or my dad's partner, both were, I was reporting to my dad's partner. Good thing that they did is they put me into the ocean and let me swim. And one mantra that my dad's partner, late Mr. Joseph, had taught me is, this is one thing. I think this is predominantly for any business. He said, you do any business, but no negative. No negative.
We were discussing about it.
Yes. No negative at all. And the second rule is follow the first rule. That's it. Just this rule.
Right.
And this has been our mantra ever since. So we are okay to go with at least negligible profit, but not for a loss.
Right.
And because of which we become super careful in drafting things, planning things, and then performing things. And if we are at fault, we own the mistake. I've never said or given reasons for a mistake. If it had happened, it had happened. And yes, if it is our mistake, it's our mistake.
Right.
I still stick by that. And then success shipping started with, when I started, we started with Steve Doring, and slowly we started expanding into shore handling, CHA, and then transportation, little bit of warehousing. We did agency. We are doing for class 1 cargo. You name it, all special things. We keep doing all the special building, all new things. Handling like 400 tons cargo. I think 350 tons cargo, one single piece at Ennore port where nobody else has done, and 154 tons cargo where nobody else has done. It's a break bulk. So lots of things we have done.
That's awesome. So coming down to your start at Success Shipping, right? So when you got into Success Shipping, the company was doing about 6 to 8 crores in revenue, right? And it has come to this point right now where the revenue has gone up over 200%. So can you tell me, you did not start at the top.
Correct.
You started right from the bottom.
Right.
So can you tell me the exact steps that you have done to go to this level?
First of all, there's nothing called exact steps. Nothing works. For no two people, it will work the same way. It will work differently for different people as per their perspective. There's no commonalities here. But one predominant factor anybody should consider is being conscious. Staying there. Being there in the game. No matter what, whatever happens, just be there. Most of the people just run away, shy away. When things aren't working, they're. I think I remember showing you the place where I sat and cried.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Even after that, I bounced back. I think I bounced back heavily. And today, there is no trace of it. Being conscious, being available inside your business, for any business when you start, this is a mantra which I've heard from my dad and I've practically implemented. It works. First 1,000 days of business, be inside the business. But then there's something beyond this. 1,001th day, you'll have to be on the business. Which means for the first 1,000 days, your business should be running every nook and corner only through you. But eventually, by the 1,001th day, it should run without you. That's something an entrepreneur should do.
Right.
Otherwise, you will keep running the rat race. You will never exit the rat race. You will not know how to come out of it. It's a trap. You will just be there. And it will be a self-employment. It will not be an entrepreneurship. Just start. If anybody who's starting up today, have a 1,000-day plan. No vacations, nothing. 1,000 days into the business, meaning everything, even wiping the floor will be yours. Even cleaning the washroom will be yours. That level I'm talking about. Taking and putting a paper in the tray has to be yours. It will be almost everything will be yours, man. If you want it your way, you will have to do it, and then teach the people how to do it, and then there's no looking back. People will know how to do it. The essence has to be from here. Once it is from here, it cascades so easily, and once it is absorbed by everybody in your team, then you don't have to put a lot of efforts on it. It's automatic. So 1,000 days into the business, 1,001th day on the business.
Right.
And that's how I did it.
Understood. That's a deep lesson. I think one more thing that I'm gonna note down and remember for life. We were discussing in the car about why did you want me specifically on this podcast, or why do you want people to see me? And I gave him this answer because he was the one who mentioned this to me. An issue today is tomorrow's case study. And as far as I'm concerned, I think with the last event we did with the conference, I think almost everything came down, crumbling down to a lot of issues. But looking back at it now, I know what exactly to do and what exactly not to do.
Right.
I'd forever be grateful for those words from you.
It's very simple. You just try to think about the worst problem in your life. Any worst problem. Whoever is watching this, just think about the worst of the worst problem that you have had in your life. Just think about it right now. And you will feel that that's how it is. Any problem that you have come across, today, it's a problem. But tomorrow, it's going to be a case study. It's very simple. Today, this is a problem. Tomorrow, it's definitely going to be a case study.
Right. Now, coming down to my next question, that's, kind of hitting me in the head. This is an industry, logistics is an industry where it is insanely hard to build trust. And how did you build trust? I mean, initially people wouldn't have, trusted you as much as they trusted your dad or his partner. So how did you get to start to build that trust?
Yeah, I will. There's a different answer to it. Let me go step by step. Dakshin, tell me something, or anybody in this room can answer this. If you are in the third world jail, if you're caught up in the third world jail, whom will you call? If you're caught up in the jail, யாருக்கு first call பண்ணி? Whom will you call first? I'll tell you the answers as well. I will again come back to the same question later, but then I'll tell you what. The person who had built his own empire, the person who tells something and does it, the person who executes every single thing without delays, that is a person, or the person who is available. With these 4 attributes is what you will call him. யார் ஒருத்தவங்க கூட இருக்கானோ, he is available. He also has the attitude of telling it and saying it and doing it. Whatever he is doing it instantly, immediately. There is no delay. The moment he says contemplate pannittu, he will think about it, and he not doing it. That kind of person will not be in this picture at all. A person who says it and does it instantly, you will call him. Because when you call that kind of a person, he will make efforts to get you out. Right? This is a kind of a person whom anybody will want to deal with when it comes to when they're stuck up in a situation. Logistics is all about getting stuck. Right? Logistics is all about getting stuck. So whenever I still get a lot of calls from my customers when they get stuck. Why? Because when I say it, we do it. Not just me. Anybody in success shipping, even the last possible employee of our organization, when they say it, it's a responsibility of the organization to get it done. So we don't say, only my team member said, so na vandu panna matten. We don't say that word. Even if my team member says it, it's my responsibility to get it done, no matter what. The money for whose pocket is going to get cut, that will get decided later. When there's a problem, we address it right away. So what started happening is, I was taking up responsibility. In any traditional industry, it's all about taking responsibility. In fact, in any industry, forget about traditional industry or non-traditional industry, any industry, it's about taking responsibility, and not many people take responsibility. People love money, they don't love liability.
Yeah.
Money comes with liability also. Only if you take liability, the money also will come. Money is a byproduct of taking liability. So in logistics, it's all about taking and owning things. So I'll give you a classic example. One of our customer had a windmill blade to be exported.
You mentioned this the other day.
Yes. So what happened was, I went along with the customer. Ideally I don't have to go. But I went with the customer. We took all the efforts traveling all the way to Bangalore. We went into the factory. We found the particular blades, and we also mentioned that we will need some arrangements because the cargo height there is a limitation that the cargo height is only cargo along with the trailer is 4.2 meters height. The height of the ceiling, I'll say deck height, but for people to understand, the ceiling from the ground to the height from the ground and the ceiling is only 5 meters inside the ship. So the vehicle will go inside the ship, and this can be offloaded. But then you cannot offload it without a crane.
Correct.
So in order to use a crane, you need 1.5 meters gap. So what we started asking from the shipper is, can they weld a forklift point? They said, no, they will not do it. I had to give my shipper the hope, my customer the hope that you bring it, I will do it. We had our engineering team there, got the engineering team on job, got it welded, we tested it, and then lifted it inside the vessel. And that was the first time successfully this kind of an operation happened at Ennore Port. Till then, there was no blades from Ennore Port. So we did it for the first time. And then once there is a solution, then the rest all starts happening. So we own it up. And we never say no unless it's a no from everybody. So that started becoming our mantra. We started owning every cargo like a baby of ours. And that started cascading amongst my team members also. Anybody who uses, any of our team member, when you talk to them, they'll talk the same language. They'll say, we'll get it done. They will never say no. and we know, and we'll get it done. So that confidence will start giving you more customers. Like I told you, we don't have a marketing team.
Yeah.
We don't have a marketing team. We don't have a sales team. All marketing and sales that we are doing is our operations.
In fact, this was another important lesson that I've learned from you. The first time when me and Tamil met you, right? When I asked, how do you get in customers? You mentioned we're always there for them.
Correct.
So no matter what, you're always there for them. But idhila vandu I have one question, a follow-up question. Oftentimes, a lot of people, they overpromise and underperform. And, you know, like the kind of example that you gave, right? Oftentimes for people, they perceive it as, you know, overconfidence. So how do you differentiate between the confidence part and I can actually get it done? ஏன்னா ஷிப் வந்து பண்ண முடியாதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க நீங்கள் சொன்ன மாதிரி.
I'll give the 100% credit to my engineering. And somehow the presence of mind that I always keep having. I've done lots of solutions in my organizations when I worked back then also. I always felt, even when I was working for TCS, my wife used to tell me, நீயே இப்படி உழைக்கிற, why are you working so hard for a company who is paying you very meagerly? But I always used to feel that when I'm working in a company, that's my company. So even back then, I have a record of working 72 hours continuously coding. I'm actually proud of it. Because I was not paid extra for that. I was not paid overtime. I was not loaded with money. All that I did was me and my colleague together. We sat over, I think it was a long weekend. People did not turn up. We had to deliver a module by Monday morning to our customer in Hong Kong. So it's like morning 8 a.m. we'll have to do the delivery. From Friday morning, we are working continuously. Till like Monday morning, no sleep, no going back to the room, no brushing, no taking bath. We were there. We got it done. அப்பவும் அதே தான், இன்றைக்கும் அதே தான். The same thing happened with Capgemini and Morgan Stanley. 50 days I was working there. Day and night. No, there was no differentiation at all. I used to like go there outright, work, get it done. I used to be there. என்கிட்ட ஒரு பிரச்சனை, the biggest problem is when I say something, I will want to do it. I don't want to fall short in my own words. I don't want to be my own failure. People who have seen me for a long time, they knew it. When I say something, I will want to do it. 99.99%. I am also a human being. I will make errors. But 99.99% of the time, I would want to stick on to my commitment. I don't want to get out of the commitment, no matter what. So that is one thing which anybody who is entering into entrepreneurship should be ready to do. சொல்லிட்டா செஞ்சிடணும், தலையே போனாலும் செஞ்சிடணும். Even if your head is chopped off, you'll have to get it done.
Right.
That is a level of commitment that you will need. And solutions, you will get it, man. Only thing is, you need to know. See, there are 3 questions predominantly. Why, what, how. If you know why are you doing it and what you will have to do it, how is very easy to get it.
You'll figure it out.
Somehow you will get it done. But the strong why can drive it faster. This works for your life, this works for anything. Or a strong purpose or strong why. Why do you need to have that welding point in that windmill blade? Because you cannot lift it. Why you need the welding point? Because this is the only option available that can go at a very, 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 very cheaper cost. Otherwise, you'll have to hire a vessel which will be like 10 times the cost of the freight that they paid. Right? End of the day, I'm saving my customer a huge amount. Eventually, somebody is saving. Like it cascades to somebody else. But end of the day, there's a huge saving to the customer that we are trying to do. That strong why is required. The moment you have a strong why and what you will have to do, how is very simple. What I will have to do, I will have to get these blades into the ship. Why I should do? Because other vessels are very expensive. And how? Engineering. Right. Engineering can give you answers. So it's very simple. You just need some presence of mind and you can get the how. Mudiliya, if you don't know how, ask. You can get anything and everything if you ask. Most often people don't ask for it. எத்தனை வாட்டி கேட்டிருக்கீங்க? I will ask this question bluntly. Not many people ask for it.
True.
They feel...
We had this conversation with Dinesh only. If you want money, you have to ask for it.
Correct. No, not many people ask for it. Asking, they feel they're... actually சின்ன வயசுலேருந்து பண்ண தப்பு. I mean, right from the childhood, the parents Don't let people ask for it.
Mm.
Let them ask.
They just spoon feed.
Let them ask. Let them know what they want. Let them ask. And the moment they ask, they get it. It's very simple.
Got it. Now, coming down to the next thing, I've learned the other big gift that you gave to me is a notebook. In fact, I'm proud to say that I've completed one notebook.
Wow.
I've opened up the second one.
And then you're getting more.
I will. I'm waiting for the one with the monthly calendar.
That's coming up. It's coming up.
So, you are insanely good at planning your day, and you're insanely good with productiveness. And even with the insane amount of work that you have, you still made time for a podcast. You still make time for everything else. So, can you break down on the founder's mindset first things first? Oftentimes, founders are going to be people who are switching from a job to, I'm done with this job, let me do something of my own. So, can you talk to me about mindset first? And then, secondly, can you talk to me about planning your day? That would be the first start.
We'll dissect it. There is a newfound terminology called high agency, right? I see it in a slightly different perspective. That's high agency is not just one term. It's a combination of few characteristics of a person. Consciousness is one. Awareness, speed of execution, and audacity. Only if a person is conscious, he will know what is required. Right? So only if a person is that willingness to do. It's a whole bunch of combination here. Let's assume that. Let's go with story. There is a guy named Wilbur. Okay, back in 1890s or something, he was a just pre-college kid. He was playing hockey. And he had applied for the University of Yale. Back then, University of Yale is a big deal, and he was almost sanctioned for University of Yale. He actually got the admission for the University of Yale. He was about to join, and he was playing hockey. And what had happened is one fellow, a notorious guy, hit him on the head.
Oh.
And because of which he was bedridden for 3 years. And that back then for notorious guys, what they used to give for guys who are nutheads. You know what they used to give for treatment? They used to give cocaine.
Oh.
To calm them down.
Okay.
So because, I don't know if it was big influence of cocaine that he hit or something, but he hit him. And 3 years he was bedridden. The same time his mother was also ill. She was terminally ill. So he had very little help and he could not do anything. So he was always having this feeling, and he used to, back then there was not much of roof, so he used to peep out of the window. And he used to find out there are lots of birds flying. And he always used to ask this one question. Why is that human is not able to fly? Why is that human is not able to fly? And he started researching in his own way. He tried so many things to understand why that human is not able to fly. Why is that there cannot be a bird-like thing that he can build? A lot of things started churning in his brain for that 3-4 years. And then in early 1900s, he and his brother Oliver went into to do more research. One of a German engineer gave them a model of engine which can fly. By now you should have guessed who they are.
I know.
Their surnames are Wright. They are the Wright brothers. So in 1907 or 1908, he had uttered the Wilbur had uttered this one statement that at least for the next 1 million years, human cannot fly. Exactly 1 year later, there is one photo where Oliver will be doing this way, and Wilbur will be sitting on the plane, and the flight will be flying. Mindset is all about doing it fast. First of all, knowing what you are, consciousness, awareness where you are, doing it fast, execution speed, analyzing, redoing. This mindset is enough, that high agency is enough for you to achieve anything. Today, if you're talking about high agency people, there are people like Elon Musk is Definitely,
yourself.
Elon Musk is definitely the highest. There is no noise at all. There's no noise. Anything that is deviating from his progress, he considers it as noise. He cuts it off. Jeff Bezos, anything after midday, he never takes decisions because he knows there's a lot of noise in his head. He never takes a decision at all. So people used to be aware. People are aware. People in that stage are aware. So consciousness, awareness, two predominant factors for anybody to start doing any kind of inventions. Inventions, innovation, whatever it is. You need that consciousness and awareness. And then speed of execution. You contemplate, keep thinking about when will I do, what will I do, how will I do. You will never do it. There is nothing called ideal time to start anything. Now is the time. You keep thinking there will be an ideal time coming up, that will never come. By the time you actually start, there will be 1,000 people who have already done it.
Correct.
So you better do it, no? Worst case, what will happen?
You'll fail. You can get back up.
Worst case is, you will not go less than what you are. Right? Worst case, today with the VCs, funding and lots of things, I don't think you can go bankrupt. If you have a brilliant idea. And if you, it's not just a brilliant idea, if you can present a good idea.
And if you continue doing so.
Yes. It's all about attitude. So for an entrepreneur, I would see that at least 50-60% of this has to be there. You need to have consistency in your in these 4 aspects. You need to know where you are. You need to know what you're doing. You need to know how you're doing it, how fast you're doing it. All these things, and then evaluate what's happening. It's a cycle. Learn, do, review, learn, do. So it will become a cycle. Learn, do, review, rewrite everything, again learn, do. So it's a cycle. You'll have to keep on doing it. Once you are, for the first cycle, you will fail. For the second cycle, you will fail. I think I've already spoken about this to you, the Dunning-Kruger graph, right? So it will start, the knowledge will be in the x-axis and your confidence will be in the, I think the knowledge will be in the y-axis, the confidence will be in the x-axis. So this is confidence, this is knowledge. Anybody who starts, let's assume, I don't know if this is legal, but I started driving my car when I was doing my 6th standard.
Okay.
So right now I'm at my legal age where I can drive my car. So I have my license and all. But back then when I initially started driving my car, I had no license. Today I hope it's not going to become a problem for myself. I'm not inviting more trouble. So back then when I learned, the very first time I drove it perfectly. Super confident at that time. So my confidence level grew up like this. I felt I knew everything about the car. Even before driving the car only, I knew everything about the car because my driver used to drive and I thought this is how you have to drive it. So you can relate it to anything. Any new concept that you learn, instantly your confidence will go this level.
The moment you start practicing it, it hits rock bottom.
Yes. But the problem is, most of them do not practice.
Correct.
They go here, they stay here. They feel they are right. That's the peak of stupidity.
Jack Ma, right, founder of Alibaba, he used to say this thing. I saw it in a reel. In a customer market, today is hard. Tomorrow will be even more harder. Day after tomorrow, you will be successful. Most people die tomorrow.
No, I would like to slightly differ. I would like to slightly elongate this. Today is hard. Tomorrow is harder. Day after tomorrow is hardest. அதுக்கு ஒரு நாள் அப்புறம் the day after tomorrow will be the worst. Only after that you will see bliss. Problem is, harder are still digestible. Hardest, very few. Worst, not many. Only after you see the worst, there is always the bliss. Because there is nothing after worst. There is nothing beyond worst.
You've seen everything.
Yes, there is nothing beyond worst. The once you give the desperation, the moment you give away the desperation, everything pours in. Everything pours in. So I will come back to the Dunning-Kruger graph. So anything that you learn new, you will feel you know everything. That's the reel. Anything that you see in the reels, you will feel as if you know everything now. So your confidence level goes here. But the moment you start learning deeper, oh, iflo iruka? There are a lot of things here. So your confidence level starts coming down so drastically. It's called valley of despair. This point is called valley of despair. And the moment you hit here, again few things happen. There are few people who will quit, telling that it's not worth it. It's not worth trying. Let's quit. But there are few other people who will still learn more. Not just learning, they'll start doing more. They will learn, implement it, review it, rewrite it, learn, implement. So this is a cycle. Once they start doing that, from the valley of despair, this will start slowly raising, and there'll be a range where you get settled.
Right.
And that range, whatever knowledge you increase, nothing can shake your confidence at that level. And the moment you are not shaken in your confidence, look at the way you will answer things. Your VC asks, your customer asks, whoever asks, you will be able to answer with utmost confidence, and that confidence will give you more. So entrepreneur, they need this attitude of getting things done in a faster pace. Don't think about what will happen if... obviously, you'll have to think about what will happen for the worst case. Be prepared for the worst case. Normally, it'll land up somewhere between the worst case and the best case, man. Right? Somewhere between worst case and best case, what you'll get landed up with. Somewhere in the mid-range. Worst case, what? Somebody will buy your company. Right? So that's still profitable for you. Do it. Right? So this is more of an attitude that people have to generate of doing it. Say it and do it is even better.
Commit and do it.
Commit and do it. So I generally tell this to anybody who's running a partnership firm, or even in marriage, friendship, anywhere. சொன்னதை செஞ்சது சொல்லிடு. Say it and do it and say it. That's the best way of getting a long-term benefit out of any partnerships.
Right. Coming down to the next point, planning your day.
Yes. Okay, planning my day. See, I'm not a very 100% planned. There are few days where I leave it for the day to grow. See, why should you always make the life happen? Let the life happen to you. Always making life happening is also crazy, man. You will get tired. Sometimes life should happen to you. Coming to life happening to you, I'll come to it a little later. But how life happens, how you can make the life happen is, I will start my planning in the morning itself. Sometimes previous night. I have one book. Okay, in that, actually it was my mentor Dharan who introduced me to 168 hours planner. So for certain people that will work. For me, a plain sheet worked. From morning, from my wake up time, I don't do anything in the round hours like 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. அப்படி பண்ணவே முடியாது. 5 to 5:20, 5:20 to 6:20, 6:20 to 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock to... So it's like this. So 5, if I get up by 5 to 5, somewhere between 5 and 5:15, 5:15 to 5:35, I'll be doing my planning. 5:35 to 5:45, some regular in morning chores. And then 5:50, 5:55, gym. 6:40, I'll come back. 6:45 to 7:35 is my daughter's time. I'll get her ready, feed her, get her into the car. And then from 7:45 to 8:30, some time with my family. I'll have my tea and other things. And then 8:30 to 9:30, some days yoga, some days nothing. So, and then 9:30 to 10 o'clock, getting ready. 10 to 10:30, 10 to 10:50. It's my travel time. But on the same travel time, I will also schedule my calls. Any telephone calls or a Zoom call, or it will be a podcast, anything. Books, I will not prefer to read it when I am traveling because it will impact my eyes. I impacted my eyes, so I stopped reading books. So then which call, what I should do. The beauty of it is the moment you write it down, you will accomplish it. The moment you write it down, your brain records it and you will accomplish it. The more you write down, your brain thinks that you have addressed it, and the moment your brain thinks that you have addressed it, it becomes super easy for you to do it. So planning your day is a must for important days. If not for every day, Every day பண்ணா நல்லா இருக்கும். If you can do it every day, it's well and good. But at least 90% of your days, plan it. The moment you plan it, till the last minute of the day, like starting from if you get up by 5 o'clock, or if you get up by 6 o'clock, if you get up by 7 o'clock, whatever time you get up, previous night only you mentioned this time I'm going to get up. And I'm telling you, bang on the same time you will get up. The moment you write it down, your brain thinks you have done it, something that you have done it, something that you have already done it. No, it becomes easy for you to do it again, right? Just like driving a car. You have done it, so it becomes super easy for you to do it again. Cooking, first time you make a egg, 2-3 times you make an egg, then it becomes super easy for you.
Brain starts working on it subconsciously.
Same way, when you write it down, your brain thinks that you've done it already. Same thing is with visualization. The moment you visualize something, right from certain times, it's very difficult for me to go to the gym and all. I am also a lazy person. I also have this issue of going and moving my ass out of my couch and all. So I have this small hack that I do. I will start visualizing it. Starting from how I wear my shoes, how I wear my socks, how I put on my shorts, what t-shirt I'll wear, how I'll go, how I'll run each step, everything, including the pain I will perceive. The moment you perceive it, it becomes super easy for you to actually do it. So visualization helps. So I will schedule my day every single hour, not missing any hour. There are times where it will happen up and down. That's okay. ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है. It's okay. But at least plan it.
Right.
The moment you plan it, 90% you can achieve it. 10% is still okay. You're not like, we are not Elon Musk. It's okay, we are not Elon Musk.
That's true.
Eventually we can become.
Yeah.
Eventually. It's all about your brain tuning. So
I think we have about 15 minutes left. So we'll have to make the next two things a bit quicker. So அடுத்து இருக்கிறது என்னன்னா, the moment you've planned your day, everything is fine. Everything seems fine on day one. The issue is people don't continue it.
I'll tell you, there are two problems. Most of the people always burn on consistency. But I would say beyond consistency, there is something called persistence. 90% of the people, they break down in second or third day. They will feel little difficult to come back. Little difficult, actually. They'll become super difficult for them to come back just because of two reasons. They are failing in their own eyes. They'll feel ashamed to open the same book, leaving so many pages and still write again. தப்பு இல்லை பண்ணு அப்படின்ற ஒரு மாதம் விட்டு, even if you leave it for 1 month, it's okay. Just restart. Persistence is missing. People can do 1 month completely. The second month they will not do.
Right.
I'll tell you, there are so many people who start doing things. They do it super good. Including me. நான் சூப்பர்லாம் கிடையாது. Everybody, including me, we also face the same challenge. We start, but we don't continue. Why? Because we are afraid of restarting things. Why? Because we would have been at a peak when we were doing things. I'll give you a classic example. I used to drive. I'm a cyclist. Right now, I'm not continuing. I'm not doing it because of my shoulder issue. I'm just doing it at home with a trainer and all. But I used to cycle a lot. My best used to be 3 hours and 10 minutes, or 3 hours or 15 minutes for or 3.5 hours max to max for a 100-kilometer ride. I had a long break in between. And then when I restarted, I started comparing myself with the best. The problem is in the 70th kilometer, since after the long break I've started, after 70 kilometers, I got sores in my bums. So continuing itself was difficult, but then I wanted to complete it. I completed at 4 hours 15 minutes. Now if I compare it with my best 3 hours 30 minutes, I'm a super failure. But I compared it with my first 100-kilometer ride, which was 5.5 hours. I'm still better than the first. Most of the times, people do not compare themselves with the first. They compare with the best. When they compare with the best, they can never restart. They'll be shying away from restarting things. You start an entrepreneurship journey. Somewhere down the line, somebody has degraded you. You've ditched it. Now you're afraid to restart it again. Why? Because again you are fearing failure. Right now you have a lesson that how you failed. With the lesson,
Case study.
yes, Today it's a problem, tomorrow it's a case study. Have the case study, bloody start it again. Why don't you do that? Persistence is missing. Everybody is fond of consistency. Consistency cannot happen, man. You will fall ill. That's why I said I don't plan all days. Today was I told you my calendar is empty on Tuesday, right? Very simple reason, because I don't want to plan this day. I left it for the flow, and today it's happening. Just going through the flow. Tomorrow is planned. Day after tomorrow is well planned. Next 3 days are well planned. I have my customers coming in. I have my friends coming in. So I have my plan scheduled. This time travel. From this time to this time, I'm going to travel from here to here. I will have a benchmark number. Like if I'm having a 50 minutes on the Google Maps, I will make it as 1 hour for my travel, and then in that 1 hour, I'll make my calls or do something. It's not that 100% of the time I'll have to be productive. I'll also make stupid calls. I'll make calls to my friend who's in UK. I'll make calls to my wife. I'll make calls to my people whom I might not be in regular touch. Also, I'll try to make a call. I have this beautiful habit. I call people randomly for no reason. Just to say a hi. Nothing else. And then that conversation will happen for 1 hour.
Always happens during the drive.
Yes, it always happens during the drive. And the moment I reach the destination, I always tell them politely that I've already reached the destination and I will talk to you sometime later. And that one thing kept on happening, even including to my customers as well. So I keep calling my customer during my drive. So that availability was there for them. Okay, Sai call panna nadandrum. That confidence was there, and so
you're also staying in touch and maintaining that relationship.
Yes,
right?
I do that. I put my efforts towards it. I love having these relationships with people. I love people here, so there's no harm in maintaining the relationship.
Right.
So scheduling a day, don't be hard and fast. If it's okay if you miss it for 2-3 days, but do it again.
Right.
It's okay if you miss few habits, but do it again. Problem is with ellarum and the consistency romba vandu they portray consistency as some one big thing. You can never be consistent. It's okay not to be consistent. There are few people who will be advocating consistency. I'm not telling no on it. It's good to be consistent, but persistence
on a practical scale.
On a practical scale, be 90% consistent, 100% persistent. That's enough. You can bounce back very easily.
Right.
See, for persistence also, there's a very classic case study. Most of the people who are into aerobic sports, they are highly persistent. The study, there's a big study in this. I think we will not have enough time for that to be revealed, but I will give you the link of it. You can put it in the description when you wanted to.
We'll do that.
Yes.
Done. So my next question is a Micro-MBA from you.
Okay.
Now, I know that this has to come down to 5 minutes, but all your business lessons within 5
Our
minutes.
studio guys are good. They will still extend it. Right. Yeah.
And also, you're not an MBA student, by the way.
By the way, I'm not an MBA student. See, MBAs, I'm not averted towards MBAs, but at the same time, I'm not a great fan of MBA also, because MBA is something that is been taught to you most often through case studies. It's like legal studies. A lawyer studies all the previous cases and then comes to a judgment of, or comes to an advocation of a new case, which was similar to the old case. That's how a lawyer does. Same thing happens with MBA. MBA also deals a lot of things basis the old case studies. Nothing that is relevant to the new standards. Today, if you go and ask an MBA student to run an AI run business, it's not going to be possible. I would say it's more than the MBA. The presence of mind is more important for a person to run any business. MBAs is a good qualification, good to have, but not really required for you to run a business. So, if you really feel that you wanted to be a business administrator, if you wanted to, it's more about mindset. Read a lot about brain.
Sorry?
Read a lot about brain.
Okay.
Read a lot of case studies about how brain works, how humanity works, how people work, what people want.
Psychology, essentially. Psychology.
Yeah,
and
it's a psychology. Yeah, it's more about psychology and neurology together. How your brain works, if you can relate it with how people work, then it works. There's a excellent thing that an entrepreneur should have is negotiation skill. What will you do when you go into a negotiation room? Let's say you're negotiating a business deal. What will you do?
I personally listen first, and then according to the situation, I talk back.
I would say first set the context. First set the outcome. Let's assume you want to talk to somebody and you wanted this kind of an outcome from a person. Let's say you're talking to somebody and you're telling them, see, I know I'm talking to you because you are well matured and I know you will understand this. The moment you say this, their brain starts tuning into only understanding people. You set the context in the negotiation. I know you will accept this and that's why I'm telling it to you. I know you will accept to this number. I know this number is not a small thing for you, and then so any negotiation, when you set the final outcome as your expectation to the person and then start talking, your negotiation becomes easy. This is something that you will have to learn.
First rule that I have personally learned is that இது நீங்க சொல்றதுக்கும் relate பண்ண முடியுது to an extent. Always sell an appointment first. If the person is not interested, then there's no point in talking to them.
Correct.
Get their ears first.
Correct. You need to know why they need it.
Right. And I think if you set this context first, then it sort of does the same.
Right. Like you have set the context the next 5 minutes. So I'm rushing all the thoughts. So setting a context is very important. As an entrepreneur, MBA with setting context is much important. MBA, yes, a good degree to have. No doubt about it. And MBA gives more of context than a business administration idea. It gives you a lot of networking opportunity. If you are an MBA student and you're getting it done from a good university,
if you go to the right place,
you will get to meet the right people. And by meeting entrepreneurship is all about networking and having the right people. So if you have the right people in your network, you get a right business. So it works well in that sense. Otherwise, it's more about a case study that you will be learning. And most often you will be implementing the same logic that somebody else has implemented to be successful. 90% of the time it works. But today you don't need an MBA degree really to solve any problem. Presence of mind is required.
Presence of mind, number one. Second understanding is that you have to study psychology and neurology together.
Consciousness, awareness, speed of execution, இதெல்லாம் வந்து basic trait. இதை தவிர்த்து if as an entrepreneur, if you have to learn something, learn psychology. Learn psychology, learn how your brain works, because with your brain you can get your body under control. I think that's what I did. I learned about brain, and because of how the brain works, I started getting my body under control. The moment I got the body under control, everything started getting under control. Psychology helps you in talking to people. Neurology helps you in calming yourself. So simple. Tanna paathuko. First, be
conscious about
yourself. Be self-disciplined. Be socially disciplined. Get physically disciplined, like exercise or something. Be internally disciplined. The bottle has to be clean from inside. This one of my mentor used to always say, the bottle has to be clean from inside. வெளியே எவ்வளோ அலங்காரம் பண்ணாலும் இது whatever is the outside, if the bottle is not clean from inside, there is nothing clean. If there is a lot of shit and you're still spraying a lot of fragrance on top of it, you will still get the shit smell. First clean the shit. Get the bottle clean from inside, for which physical activity is required, some meditation is required. You ask me what meditation works? Every meditation works. If you don't know which meditation works, start with Soma meditation, Soma breath meditation. Start with something. Start with 10-minute guided meditation. Anything. But meditation works. Internalization works a lot. Only that will, the more calmer you are inside, the more awareness it will create. The more awareness it will create, the more answers you will start getting. There are more answers from inside than from the external sources. ChatGPT will give you answers, but this will give you life answers.
I think even for ChatGPT to give the right answers, you need to be clear here.
Absolutely.
To give the prompt.
You need to know. Today we were talking about the MIT paper, right? People who are using ChatGPT are losing their cognitive skills losing their neural skills, they're losing their ability to remember things. So I would say, put it very simply, don't use one-liner prompt to get 10-liner answer. Use 10-liner prompt to get one-liner answer. That's it. Chat GPT use பண்ணுங்க, யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க, வேண்டாம்னு சொல்லல. யூஸ் chat GPT.
All of us use it.
Everybody, invariably everybody use it. You, me, everybody is using chat GPT, no doubt about it. But use it in such a way that you interact with it. You learn, you bounce it, you hit it with so many questions so that it has to give you answers that you want. It has to be a research material for you. It cannot be a place where it is creating things for you.
Got it.
It's a place where you can research things. Don't create things out of the place where you can research. So use ChatGPT, but use it wisely.
Got it. Right. And my last point, coming down to the final part, the topic of this podcast itself. What are the opportunities in traditional industries, and how do you disrupt and enter into these traditional industries?
It's not a one-liner answer. First thing is, traditional industries are tightly knit. Okay. Entering into it means you will have to enter into it as an employee to understand the business. So start with a mid-range company, get into it, understand it first. Understand how the business works. The moment you are aware, understanding, automatically the business idea pops it out. ரொம்ப simple, it pops out very easily. And come with a fresh mindset. I always encourage people coming from a different industry into this industry, because people from different background can bring in a fresh perspective to this. Like me, I came in back in 2016. We never used to have a reflective tape on any t-shirts. We used to wear a t-shirt, and then on top of it we used to bring in a reflective jacket. So to avoid, it's not a cost cutting, but I love the idea of innovation. So I bought in a t-shirt and stitch the 3M reflective tape on the t-shirt. And today, you go to Ennore port, Chennai port, every company, everybody uses the same way. They stitched a 3M reflective tape on their t-shirt and they use it. It's very simple. I had not patented back then, so it's free for the industry to use it. Anybody who is coming fresh to the industry can bring in innovation to the industry. So somebody who is coming up with a fresh mindset, get into this industry, disrupt the industry. How will you disrupt? Bring in innovations in the smallest possible things.
Right.
Bring in innovations. நிறைய இடம் இருக்குது innovate பண்ணுறது. There are so many places. ஒரு மல்லிகா சாமான் கடையை innovate பண்ணி Zepto எடுத்துன்னு வந்திருக்கான். Right? Traditional industry backed up with technology. Right? Technology driven mass customization is what is happening. Any traditional industry, if you can, that doesn't mean you'll always have to implement technology. Just basic innovations. அவ்வளோதான்.
Making it more efficient, basically.
Yeah. Making it more efficient.
More accessible, more efficient.
Traditional industries are generally not very accessible. They are very tightly knit. But to get into it, start working. Problem is today, the easiest way to become an entrepreneur is to start with technology. Again, it's not anybody's fault, but technology is a bimbam.
புரியல.
It's a bimbam. Bimbam is an illusion.
Okay.
It's not there, but it's there. அந்த மாதிரி. You get something done out of nothing.
Okay.
But it does the major part for you. So there is nothing labor intensive there, very less capital, and you can do something solid. That's why everybody chooses technology, and it's easy. Traditional industries are capital intensive, labor intensive, and it also requires a lot of physical expenditure of yourself to get it done. But once you do it, traditional industry runs much better than a technology industry. Technology industry is a virtual cost. Traditional industry is a real cost. That's where the real money is. Without you lifting something from a country to here, you don't have this mic, you don't have this camera, you don't have the specs that you're wearing, you don't have the watch, chipset of the watch that you're wearing, I don't have the shoes that I'm wearing. The cotton, of course, cotton is from here, but there are a few other products. Yes. Without logistics, nothing works, man. Without traditional industry, nothing works. Without traditional trading, nothing works. If there is no trader, there's no product coming into India. If there is no logistics, there is no product coming into India. There's no product going out of India. Traditional back like 10,000 years, 20,000 years ago also traditional industry existed. Traditional industry will never fade. Even if modern technology comes in, there is no teleporter scheme that can happen for a product from China to India or Germany to India or from here to USA. Right? If something of that can happen, then yes, logistics industry also can be faded off. But I don't think that can happen. Teleporting cannot happen. So you need somebody to physically carry everything and go. Tools are there. Like we have trolleys these days. There are way to carry things, but
someone has to operate it.
Yeah, you still need human being there. So traditional industry, a lot of labor intensive work will be there. So if you look at avenues like warehouses, avenues like port operations is slightly tight knit, so warehouses are still open. In warehouse itself, there are bonded warehouses, there are free trade zone warehouses. There are so many avenues here. Transportation, you can disrupt the entire transportation industry with few optimizations. Not many are optimizing things. Cranes, equipment, supplies, so many things. You name it, there are so many things there. You can implement some technology in it and you can just get it done. But I would request a lot of youngsters to explore the traditional industry also, rather than just fascinated with technology driven industry. Try exploring the traditional industry, because traditional industry is where you actually have the people working. Right? Try it out.
Kandipa. And my follow-up question on this, probably the last question. I'm the one who's dragging now. But the issue is a lot of people don't get capital. You mentioned that it is capital intensive. So, on the capital, what are the avenues for capital?
Start with service industries.
Okay.
Service industry does not need capital.
For example?
Okay. In logistics itself, let's say a brokerage. A freight brokerage does not need capital. All you need is contacts. How can one gain contact? Working in a company. Learn the subject first. Verum kaila molam poradhu easy. Not many does that. But brokerage firms are there. In logistics itself, like people like us, we are not much capital driven company, but yeah, right now we have invested on few assets. But earlier we never had assets. We were asset light company. We used to outsource the assets and we used to work on it. But right now we are also getting the assets. But to start with, you don't need capital. You need people. You need people to work. Not very capital intensive. Traditional industry, like let's say you are going to run a proper traditional shop or something, and those are capital intensive. Don't go. Start with some trading. Start with some kind of middleman job. Understand it, earn it, invest it.
Got it.
A place where you can be of great value addition, there you're going to earn. Why can't you start there?
And is the government supporting this? Like, is government giving any schemes or grants or anything as such?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Government might not even give.
So probably this podcast might be a spark for the government to, think about that.
Think about the traditional industry also exists.
Because Tamil Nadu, if you take Tamil Nadu alone, it's a manufacturing capital.
Yeah.
Right? So...
easily Tamil Nadu alone is doing close to like 1 lakh TUs of 1 lakh containers worth of business from every month. So which is huge. It will be in few $1 billion of exports from India. So just in Tamil Nadu. So you can cumulatively, if you take in the west and the east and all, it'll be few $1 billion easily. This industry is not small.
And is there any particular educational background to enter into this industry, or like you
that's
said?
That's the biggest curse.
Okay.
There is no particular education pattern for this. There's no particular education pattern for this.
So again, spark for the educational institutions.
Yes. There are few institutions which gives MBA in shipping and logistics, but they only teach you the terminologies.
Okay.
They don't really teach you case studies. They don't give you the case studies of what had happened, what could have gone right, what could have gone wrong. Adu yarum kudukkradilla. Practical education nobody gives. probably it's a spark for me as well to think about giving that practical education to people. So I will definitely consider this action.
Glad that a spark came out of this.
Yes. Not
conversation.
many are giving that physical. The on-field training never happens. In the industry that we are, where we are lifting lots of break bulk cargo, we do a lot of calculations, safety calculations. One small error can lead to fatality. One small error can lead to a lot of disruptions that we are not doing.
Right.
We are ensuring that every calculation is happening. Right now, to do that, I've trained people. But then I think if this can be an education by itself, then it'll be easy.
Got it. And my last questions for you are rapid fire. So, your favorite book or a book that you would recommend everyone to read?
Okay, there's a book called Unposted Letters by Mahatria. My favorite book. That was the very first book, and I still read the book. Apart from my academics, and that used to be my first book, and I still read the book. It's a very random read, 2 to 3 pages each chapter. Whenever I'm confused, whenever I'm kind of low in energy, I just open that book randomly, pick a page, and I have answers for it. My problem has there's a solution for my problem there.
Okay. Or a podcast?
2. Huberman Lab, my favorite. And recent favorite is The Diary of the CEO.
Okay. And then a movie.
I would say Will Smith or Pursuit of Happiness. One of the lovely movie, and whenever I see it, I cry. Every time I watch it, I cry. I just don't know why. I just cry.
Same here for almost everyone, I guess, with
Yeah.
that movie. With that said, I think we had one hell of an amazing podcast.
Pleasure was mine. Pleasure was mine, Dakshin.
The honor was mine. So thanks a lot for being here, sir. Thanks a lot for giving us enough time PodX. So உங்களோட லஞ்சை நாங்கள் டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணிடும். But thank you so very much for listening to FounderX's podcast. Looking forward to one more amazing session.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dakshin. Thank you, PodX Studio. And I hope I brought in a lot of value for this podcast. Even if one person is benefited out of this podcast, I'll be the happiest person.
Absolutely. I think
Love you, Dakshin.
I got a lot. Lots of love to you too, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.